Yes, friends. So today I am taking next basics. Okay, this in this lecture series, lecture number 9. Okay, this is lecture number 9. So now I'm taking again further basics of Vedic astrology. Right, basics of Vedic astrology. Right. Now in this I'm taking the first basics. I mean initial basics, which are must or which are required for any person who wants to learn Vedic astrology. So for Vedic astrologers who wants to learn it in detail, the basics are, let me take the basics. In all these lecture series up to now, up to 8 I've taken most of the basics, but there are number of basics I have to just tell you about. Now let me just take that what the basics here mean. Now here I'm taking the basics. I've already talked about that. What are the signs, their lords, etc. Okay, but with signs, okay, and their lords, the planets which are lords of different signs, I'll just talk about further because I've taken it in the previous lecture series. But again, I'm talking about with certainty, with some what you call exaltation and debilitation signs as well as degrees. At what degree a particular planet is exalted or is debilited. Exalted means is giving maximum results at that degree of its exaltation or maximum degree. Up to that or before that and up to that degree, the planet is going to give you maximum results, okay, in that particular sign. So in which signs the planets, different planets are exalted. Exalted means in Sanskrit or in Hindi it's known as Uch. Okay, Uch ka planet kab hota hai, means when the planet is exalted or at its exaltation sign, maximum result giving position, we may say like that. Okay, so what the maximum result giving position of any planet in a particular sign at particular degree, that I am talking about. This is basics. Please note down them if you are studying them regularly. And this onwards or previous lecture series also, they are also very much required to be noted down. And this is also one of the most important topics which I am talking about, because the basic points are the planets are exalted or debilitated. Debilitated means at the lowest degree at which the planet is not giving any results. Okay, it's just not noticed. Planet is not being noticed down. It is not noticed down because its degree is debilitated. At that degree is not going to give good results. It will give malefic results. Okay, or as I've seen, I'll give you some basic examples. I mean lifelong examples of my own. I'll give you some examples that how a debilitated planet gives you, okay, a particular house. Suppose a planet is exalted or planet is the lord of a particular house. For example, let me take the Lagna, the second house, the third house, the fourth house. Let me take the fourth house. The fourth house is of property, vehicle, position. Your position in, we may say this is in a social life or in political life, we may say. Okay, that is known as political life, we may say. Okay, so in that mundane astrology or election astrology, horary astrology, and natal astrology. So we are talking about natal astrology. There are 4 kinds of astrologies. First is natal astrology. Natal means any native person who is asking about his whole life, about his sufferings, about his benefits, or what is benefit position in his life. So this is known as natal horoscopy. Natal or native horoscopy, we may say native horoscopy or natal horoscopy. This is first kind of horoscopy or astrology. That's Vedic astrology. First is natal horoscopy. Second, let me take mundane astrology. Mundane means which is prevalent in the particular life. I mean social life, political life, everything which is happening all over the world. Right? All over the world, in your own country, in other country, that known as mundane astrology or mundane astrology. MUNDA and mundane astrology. So mundane astrology or public astrology or political astrology, we say political, right? Or whatever the governmental astrology regarding your country, regarding weather forecasting, etc. Everything, whatever is happening around you, that is known as mundane astrology. Third is horary astrology. What is horary astrology? In which questions is being asked, then horoscope is being casted, or a horoscope is casted. After that, a person or a Vedic astrologer can tell you that what is your intention of mind, whether you are going to get this result of yours in your life or not. That's known as horary astrology or person astrology, persona, when you are asking questions and giving answers are being given by the astrologers, Vedic astrology. This is also very important, very well-known astrology nowadays. Okay, so this is the third kind of astrology. Fourth is known as election astrology. Election astrology means when we are going to ask auspicious occasions to perform some a duty of yours. Suppose you want to start your own work, your business. You are going to start your own business. And what is that auspicious time or election of time, you may say, or election astrology? It's not election astrology. Or when we are selecting an appropriate time to start a particular task or any business. Suppose your marriage is going to happen, then what is the appropriate time of your marriage? On that particular time or occasion, your marriage will be successful in your life, throughout your life. That is how that known as election astrology or selection or election, whatever. Muhurta selection. Muhurta means important or auspicious time. So that is known as election astrology. Election astrology, horary astrology, okay, and mundane astrology and natal astrology. I'm talking about natal astrology. All kinds of astrology we will discuss later. What kind of these astrology are there, what are their importance, and with examples I'll talk about. Okay, as I always tell my students, mostly management and engineering students, I always tell them that when you study a particular discipline, for example, suppose you are going to study or know about some certain discipline or any subject or any discipline. Discipline means the totally different subject which you have not studied up to now. And suppose you are going to study that discipline of in your life at a particular time, then the perceiving, the thought of your perceiving the world is changed totally. Now, after studying that discipline, you're perceiving the whole world, okay, will be changed. You will be the same person, your eyes will be same, but your perceiving nature, your perceiving thinking will be different. Okay, so as I always promise, or I always tell the students or anybody whosoever is learning astrology or any subject, any discipline in your life, before going to enter in that subject, going to study that discipline, your views are different. But after going through the whole subject, or suddenly coming to know about a particular subject, and after that, your perceiving the whole world will be different. Okay, your views will be different. Your perceiving, your eyes will be different. I mean, perceiving eyes will be different. Your perceiving eyes, your thinking, your idea will be different afterwards. This is how I just talk about after going through whole Vedic astrology or knowing about the facts and figures of this or what are the techniques of prediction, etc., or basics of astrology. Then you will come to know about that, what are the different disciplines you have come to know about, and you will think something else regarding the whole world. Okay, your thinking will be different afterwards. That is how perceiving the whole world with different eyes, because your discipline is now something. You have got different kind of idea, different kind of thinking. Your thoughts are different now after going through a discipline. So this is one of the disciplines of life. If you go through this whole Vedic astrology, your thinking will be different. Your perceiving the life will be different. You will be the same person, right? But your ideas, your thinking, your perceiving the whole world will be different. Okay, this is I always tell the student, whatever subject you study, because going through that whole discipline, your ideas are different. Okay? That is what. Now let me talk about that. What I'm talking about. The basic thing is what is the importance of these exaltation? Okay, exaltation and debilitation of the planets. That I'll talk about today. So the basic point is these are the basic things. Basics. Every person who wants to study, who wants to know about Vedic astrology, about your own life, about your family's life, about others' life. If you want to study, you want to know about, then one has to know about all these basics. These are the basic things. Different kinds of basic things. I'll take about the basics. And after that, I'll take the division charts, which are 20. I always tell the 20 division charts are there, 1 to 12, D1, D2, D3, etc. up to 12 continuously. So 12 are there. Then D16, D20, D24, D27, D30, D40, D45 and D60. So these are the total 20 division charts, how they are framed, how they are cast, those horoscopes, or what are the uses of them in your life, and at what time, at what particular event you have to, or one has to cast a particular horoscope and study about that particular event of your life. So that is the different beats, different discipline. I'll just talk about it. There are different division charts. They are framed for different events of life. Okay, so what you want to study about your life, about your married life, then you have to go to D9 or Navans chart. Navans chart with your native chart, or with your Lagna chart, ascendant chart, or Lagna chart, and with division chart 9. For married life, you have to see, compare those two. If there are good positions in your position of your planets in the division in D9 chart or Navans chart, then your married life will be happy one or happier one, you may say. That is what we will discuss about those division charts later. So lot of things are there. Study material is so vast, so in ample quantity, which one has to just study about them regularly. So please don't miss my lecture series, because I have to take these basics as well as prediction technology or prediction techniques I'm talking about. What are the prediction techniques? I'm taking the historical events, and after that I'm just telling you the different predictive techniques, that at this position, if there are bad events happening, killing of innocent people are happening, and what are the positions of the planets, and mostly that kind of planets or position of the planets or transit of the planets, whenever happens, then that innocent killing of the people happens. So that I'm taking separately. That is predictive, lecture series, predictive series or prediction series, we may say. And this is lecture series. This lecture series 9th. After that 9, 10, 11 and so on. Whatever the basics are there, even if I take the basics about everything, about the house, is particular house, about these, and if I discuss about them, it will take a lot of time. Okay, so please have the patience, and if you are so much interested, so much eager to know about this discipline, then just pursue my all the videos. And just support that videos, or if you like, that is up to you. I'm not going to force you that okay, you have to just subscribe my channel and this and that. That is up to you. If you want to study about the Vedic astrology, then you have to go through this regularly, usually. Okay, because some people say that okay, subscribe my channel, this and that, but I just not ask any person whatever they like. That is up to them. If they want to study over the Vedic astrology, then they can go to that line. That is up to them. Okay, but whenever I will find time, I have to just go through all these kinds of basics, because I want to just tell you that what is the importance of or important events, importance of Vedic astrology in the whole world. No other discipline can tell you about these kind of events, which I'll take illustrative examples from the whole public life, from the West, from your the past, Vedic past. I'll take a lot of examples, a lot of disciplines, and the present life also. My own life, I'll discuss about some basic events, that how these events are happening in life, in your own life. That you can apply. You can research upon those, even those particular techniques, those predictive techniques. You can just research upon. You can take a number of horoscope, your own family members, about your friends, your other persons, whosoever is coming to you. Okay, make a diary and note down your friends' horoscopes, and then and then study those techniques, those predictive techniques, or those basics. Apply them, research upon them. It takes time, but a person can understand, can study about all these things. These are the basic things. Okay. Now let me talk about what are the basic things these are. Okay. About the lords and planets. Who are the planets? Lords of these rasis or signs. These are the 12 signs. We always know about. There are 12 signs. First Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio. Then Sagittarius. Sagittarius means this Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius and Pisces. These are 12 signs in English. Okay. So first Aries. Lord of Aries sign is Mars. Okay. These are written down here. Planets. Lords are written down here. Lords. These are planets here. So here are the signs and their lords. Signs and here are their lords. This must be written as signs and their lords means here the planet who are the lords. They are the lords here. Let me write here lords. Planets which are the lords. Planets which are the lords of these signs. Here I have taken the signs and here the lords. Okay, here are the signs here and their lords. Signs and their lords. Yes, this is the headline here. Signs and their lords. Right? Signs and their lords. And here I have taken here the planets, their exaltation degrees, their debilitation degrees, in which signs they are exalted, in which signs they are debilitated. What are the degree of their debilitation or exaltation? That are just I have taken these two disciplines today. These two basic things which are very important. And what is the important? I'll talk about what is the importance of these debilitation and exaltation of these planets, and what happens when the same planet comes to that degree in your own life or in anybody's life. Then what is the prediction technique? I'll just talk about what is the importance of these exaltation and debilitation. That's why I've taken these. Okay, that's why I've taken them. Now let me talk about what the lords of these signs. So 12 signs, Aries to Pisces. Aries to Pisces. Okay, in Hindi it is Aries. Okay, Mesh, Brush, Mithun, Kark, Singh, Kanya, Tula, Scorpio is Vrishchik Rasi, Vrishchik sign, Sagittarius, Dhanu Rasi, Capricorn, Makhar Rasi, and Aquarius, Kumbh Rasi, and Pisces means Meen Rasi. There are 12 signs here. These 12 signs. So Aries, who is the lord of Aries? Mars. Aries, lord is Mars. The lords, planet lords. Okay. So Aries lord is Mars. This is the lord here. Aries lord is Mars. Taurus lord is Venus. Gemini lord is Mercury. Okay. Gemini lord is Mercury. Cancer, Moon. Leo, Sun. Virgo, Mercury. Libra, this is Venus here. Scorpio, Mars again. Okay. Then Sagittarius, Jupiter. This is Capricorn, Saturn. Again Aquarius, Saturn. Pisces, again Jupiter. Jupiter. Okay. So there are now outer planets and inner planets. Let me talk about how they are lording. There are total 12 signs. Two planets, Sun and Moon. They lords only one sign each. Okay? One sign each. Leo, Sun lords Leo sign, and Moon lords Cancer sign. Only one signs. These two, Cancer sign and Leo sign, they are lorded by Moon and Sun. Moon and Sun are lords of only single signs, one signs. Okay, they are lords of only one sign each. Now, other planets, for example, Mars is lord of Aries and Scorpio. Aries and Scorpio, 1 and 8. Mars is lord of this. Right? Again, Taurus and Libra. Taurus and Libra lorded by Venus. Right? So this is Venus is lord. Gemini and Virgo. Gemini and Virgo lorded by Mercury. Mercury is the lord of Gemini, 3rd sign and 6th sign. Virgo sign and Gemini sign. So Lord is Mercury. Okay. Lord is Mercury. Again, Sagittarius and Pisces. Of Sagittarius and Pisces, 9th and 12th sign are lorded by Jupiter. Jupiter is the lord of again 2 signs. Saturn is also lord of 2 signs, 10th and 11th, which is Capricorn and Aquarius. So Saturn is the lord of 2 signs, Capricorn, 10th sign, Makar Rasi, and Kumbh Rasi, Aquarius sign. So Makar Rasi and Kumbh Rasi, or Capricorn and Aquarius sign, lorded by Saturn. Saturn is the lord of 2 continuous signs, 10th and 11th. right? So 10th and 11th signs are loaded by Saturn. So this is how two signs are loaded by 6 planets, we may say, sorry, 7 planets, because 2 planets left one, not 7 here, because here we are taking only 7 planets. Rahu and Ketu I will talk about later on. Only 7 planets. So Rahu and Ketu, including Rahu and Ketu, they are total 9 planets. Okay, they are known as shadowy planets, Rahu and Ketu. They are not taken here. I'll discuss about them separately. How Rahu and Ketu, because they are shadowy planets, they are not actually planets, but they work as planets. Their what do you call, their exaltation, their result giving capacity is just like planets. Other planets are giving results. Similarly, so Rahu and Ketu are giving results, okay, with conjunction to other planets when they are exalted. When they are exalted, I have talked about Rahu and Ketu already, that they are according to Mahasi Parashar. Rahu is exalted in Taurus, 2nd sign, and Ketu is exalted in Scorpio sign, 2 and 8. They are exalted in this according to Mahasi Parashar. But according to other Vedic astrologers, Rahu is exalted in Gemini sign, 3rd sign, and 9th sign, Sagittarius sign, Ketu is exalted. So 3 and 9 exaltation signs of Rahu and Ketu. Okay, but according to other Vedic astrologers, but only Mahasi Parashar, that's known as Parasari system, or Parasari, according to Mahasi Parashar, who was father of Ved Vyas, who has written Mahabharata. I'll talk about Mahabharata already. So Ved Vyas' father was Mahasi Parashar. So Mahasi Parashar has given his own system of Parasari system, which is known as, according to Mahasi Parashar, Rahu is exalted in Taurus sign, right? Rahu is exalted in Taurus sign, and Ketu is exalted in Scorpio sign. But according to other Vedic astrologers, Rahu is exalted in Gemini sign, and Ketu is exalted in Sagittarius sign. Okay, that I'll discuss later. Rahu and Ketu I'll take separately, and how they are considered as shadowy planet, what are their results, what are their Mool Trikon sign, what are their actual signs, they own which signs, they are also owning these out of these signs. I'll talk about that. That when Rahu is exalted in Taurus sign, then Gemini is its own Mool Trikon sign, Taurus is its own sign. It is said by Mahasi Parashar. That I'll take later. Okay, I'll take that in detail later. Rahu and Ketu. Rahu exalted in Taurus sign, his own sign is also Taurus sign, and Mool Trikon sign is Gemini, and this and that. So that I'll take later. Now come to the point. These 7 planets are taken here. Which 7 planets? Mars, Venus, Mercury, Moon, Sun. Okay, Moon, Sun, and Jupiter and Saturn. Right? Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, and Venus and Saturn. Here are the 7 planets here. Only 2 Rahu and Ketu are left. Okay, about Rahu and Ketu I'll talk about it. Now come to the point. These are the 12 signs loaded by these 7 planets. 2 planets lords only one sign, Sun and Moon. Sun lords Leo sign, Moon lords Cancer sign. Right? Other planets lord 2 signs each. So the remaining planets are 5 to the 10. These 2 signs, 12 signs. Total 12 signs are there. They are the lordship of the planets. Here are taken signs and their lords. Signs means these signs, and the lords means planets. Who are the planets, which are the planets which are lords of these signs? That I discuss about. 2 signs singly lorded by one planet means Leo lorded by Sun, Cancer lorded by Moon. Other signs are 2 lorded by each planet. So 5 planets lorded by 5 planets, each lords 2 signs. 5 to the 10. 10 signs are covered, and 2 signs, Leo and Cancer, and Leo or Leo and Cancer. Cancer and Leo, they are lorded by Moon and Sun. Okay, so these are the total 12 signs. So signs and their lords. This I have discussed here. Very important topic to be noted down. If we have to know about that, which are the lords of these signs, we have to know about. Now, what is the importance of these lords and their signs, etc., etc.? I'll talk about them. That when a planet is in its own sign, for example, at any degree, whatever degree is there, nothing. From the beginning, I mean, initial degree is up to 2.5 degree. Very negligible results are given. But after 2.5 degree, some planets are active throughout the whole sign, throughout the sign. Some are in the beginning up to 15 degree they are active, and after 15 degree they are not active. I'll talk about that also. Very important information regarding activity of the planets. When the planets are active in their own signs or in different signs. Okay, so that I'll take later. These are the basics I'm talking about. So this one thing, that what is importance of lordship of the planets. As I've told you, that suppose a planet or in a person's horoscope, a planet is in own sign, in his own sign. 3 planets or 4 planets are in their own signs, right? In a person's horoscope. You will just obviously, after watching that horoscope, you will just say that this person is very superior one. I mean, his position in his status or position in the society is higher one. The reason is because his planets, 4 or 5 planets or 3 planets or 2 planets, okay, whatever the position of the planets are there in their own signs. Suppose a planet is in own sign, other 2 or 3 planets are 3, 2, 4, 5. Number of planets are in their own signs in a horoscope of a person. That person's status is just recognized by position of the planets. So the planets are in their own signs. Okay, that is also very important to predict about Vedic astrology. In Vedic astrology, the position of planets in their own signs, in enemy sign, and about enemies, neutrality or neutral and friends I've already talked about, but that also I'll take later on. Okay, whenever the position comes, who are the planets, which are the friends, which are the, okay, mostly there are 2 groups. As I always talk about, there are 2 groups of planets. One is Devgana, second is known as Rakshasagana or Demons group or Gods group or Devas group, right? Dev group or Gods or Demons group, right? Rakshasagana. Dev group is known as Moon, Mars, Jupiter and Sun. These 4 planets are friends. They are known as Devgana or Gana of Devas or good planets, benefit planets in a person's horoscope, because they mostly give what you call patriotism, everything which is very auspicious. Nativity, the person native is very much honest person. In his own life he has good activities, very disciplined person, very patriotic person. He will not cheat his own country. Okay, so all these kind of things are given. When I have found this, that whenever these planets are exalted, okay, in the person's horoscope or in their own signs, the horoscope is having the what you call the powerful group of these 4 planets. The person is very much what you call patriot type, okay, very auspicious type, and not having any what you call bad habits, etc., etc. Okay, these 4 planets, this which is known as Dev group or Devgan group, right? 4 planets: Sun, Mars, Jupiter, and what you call Sun, Moon, Mars. Sun, Moon, Mars, Jupiter. These 4 planets, Sun, Moon, Mars, Jupiter, are known as Dev group. While other group, even Ketu is also taken in this category, but what you call Rahu, even Rahu is Sanvata or Saturn like, or Rahu sometimes give to whatever in the horoscope, in which sign Rahu is posited. So some say that Rahu gives the result of that sign in which Rahu is posited, or Rahu is lying in which sign, in which axis you may say. So it gives the result of that sign. It is being said. I'll talk about that later, Rahu will get it. But now come to the point. So the planetary position of these planets. So other 4 planets: Saturn, Venus, right? Saturn, Venus, Mercury, and the other, these 3 planets. Even Rahu is also taken in this group. So these 4 planets are in Demons group: Saturn, Rahu, Venus, Mercury. Okay, these 4 planets are in Demons group. They are friendly, or they are friends. They are friends together. They will give good results in a particular person's horoscope, right? If the horoscope is having what you call influence of these 4 planets, then he's having different kind of what you call discipline in his life. Okay. Then they will have Okay, so if the other group means Demon's group, which one? Rahu, Saturn, Venus and Mercury. These four planets are very much influential or have influence in the life of a person, and they are giving different kind of discipline. Egoistic type of person, very much what you call uh, uh, not easily controlled, very aggressive, that kind of so liking, desires, okay, or non-desires or dislikes or likes, all are different than that of the other group people, right? So these two disciplines people, the horoscopes of two natives, let me take. So in one horoscope, in one person's or one native horoscope, those four planets, their group is very active, very powerful. They are lying in the, or they are owning their own houses. They are posited in their own signs, whatever. And in the other group, the other four planets, Rahu, Saturn, Venus and Mercury, they are also posited in their own signs. These two horoscopes, if I compare, then these two natives will have different kind of disciplines. They are totally different, totally apart from each other. This is how the planet's position is being considered. Now, as I have told you that suppose a person's horoscope is having any other kind of, if a person's horoscope is having 4 or 5 planets in their own signs, okay, or the planets are occupying their own signs like this. Aries is lorded by Mars. Suppose Mars is in Aries sign, right, and the Venus is in Taurus sign, etc. And Mercury, Gemini or Cancer or this Virgo sign, right? So 4 or 5 planets or 3 or 4 planets. So number of planets, if they are owning their own signs or own houses, that means the person's status in life will be the higher one. Okay? In that way, we discuss that. I'll take later. That what are the results of these ownership of the planets, right? The ownership of these planets in their own signs. If a person is having, person is having 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 planets in their own signs, then the person's horoscope will be different one, will have higher status, etc., etc. We'll talk about that. Now come to the second thing. Second thing is that these planets, I've taken these planets, the planets are the same. I've taken these planets, so some repetition is there, but that repetition is the same thing. I'll just talk about. Now I'm taking the exaltation sign. Which planet is exalted in which sign, and what is the exaltation degree? Okay, and the same planet is debilitated in which sign, and what is its debilitation degree? That I have taken here is very interesting or very important topic. Okay, this topic is very important. Reason is which planet is exalted in which sign, what is degree of exaltation, and what is importance of this, that I'll talk about. Let me first explain this, that Mars is exalted. This is, I've written down here, exaltation sign. This is planet, the same planet I've taken, signs, lords of, or planets or lords of those signs, whatever the lords of those signs. So these are the lords, these planets I've taken here, and these planets are exalted. What is the exaltation sign? In which sign this particular planet is exalted? Okay. And what is this deep exaltation degree? What is deep exaltation degree means? What is the highest degree? Up to that the planet is exalted. Now suppose a planet is, in this case Mars. Mars is exalted exactly up to at 28 degree. So at 28 degree. But before that, suppose Mars is just going towards 28 degree. This is known as ascending towards its exaltation sign, exaltation degree, right? So its exaltation degree is 28 degree. Suppose Mars is exalted in Capricorn sign, 10th sign, and degree of exaltation is 28 degree. And suppose a planet is, this Mars is exalted, is still not exalted, is still going towards 28 degree. And suppose a person is born, and now in his horoscope, Mars is not at 20 degree, but before that, suppose 25 degree, 27 degree, 26 degree, even 20 degree, whatever. So even then, this planet is very positive because it is in the ascending order. It is going towards its exaltation sign. It will give very good results. right? So predictive techniques is that we have to just see that planet is ascending towards a degree or is exactly at 28 degree. So up to at 28 degree, Mars is exalted in Capricorn sign, in 10th sign. Capricorn sign I have written down here 10. 10 means 10th sign, Capricorn sign. So this is Capricorn, 10th sign. In this sign, Capricorn sign, which is lorded by Saturn. Saturn is the lord of Capricorn sign, 10th sign. Capricorn is lorded by Saturn. Saturn is the lord of Capricorn sign. Now in this sign, in Capricorn sign, Mars is exalted. So this sign is exaltation sign for Mars. Okay. So, but Mars exaltation degree is 28 degree. Now, beyond that, if suppose 29 degree, it is 30 degree or 28 point something, then Mars is not giving so good result because it is now going downwards. Okay, from exaltation, it has just gone upwards. Means it's not now exalted, properly exalted, but it's going upwards. Means it's now exaltation degree is crossed. So that kind of results now will be diminished. I mean, will not be so good results. Or up to 29, 20, 30 degree, or 30 degree up in this Capricorn sign, up to 30 degree, the sign will, Mars will be there. After that, it will change the sign. It will come into the Aquarius sign, 11th sign. So in the 11th sign, Mars is not exalted, right? This is exaltation degree. So up to this degree, the planet is very positive. So it is ascending towards exaltation sign. And up to this 28 degree, or at exactly 28 degree, Mars is giving maximum results, positive results or negative results, whatever. Suppose Mars is exalted in a bad sign or bad house, 8th house, okay, 12th house, 6th house. That kind of situation we talk about, that where Mars is exalted or debilitated. Now, where Mars is debilitated, I have taken here debilitation sign also. Now, just 6th sign plus, if I add 10 plus 6 is equal to how much? 10 plus 6 means Cancer sign. Because 10, 11, 10, 11, 12, or may say 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is Cancer sign. Just opposite to this sign, right? Or 6th sign, just opposite sign means 7th sign. We may say, if I count this sign, Capricorn, 10th sign, 10, 11, 12, 3, and the 4th, 4 more, Cancer sign. In the Cancer sign, Mars will be debilitated. Debilitation sign is Cancer sign. Degree is the same, 28 degree. At 28 degree, Mars will be debilitated in Cancer sign. Cancer sign or 4th sign is the debilitation sign for Mars. Okay, Mars is exalted in Capricorn at 28 degree or up to 28 degree, we may say. 28 degree is the maximum degree at which Mars will give beneficial results or good results or maximum results, we may say. I'll talk about that, what kind of results will be there, taking different houses, etc. We'll take the predictive techniques whenever. But the exaltation, debilitation must be known to anyone whosoever wants to or want to know about or learn about Vedic astrology. Vedic astrology, Hindu astrology, we may say Hindu astrology, some say Hindu astrology, whatever, okay. But this is Vedic astrology because since Vedas, when Vedas were written, up to since then everything is being progressed upon, okay. It's a part of Vedas, because it's the 6th part of Vedang is that's why it's named Vedang, okay, or part of Vedas, organ of Vedas. So 6th part of this Vedic astrology. That's why I've taken it's the Vedic astrology or Hindu astrology. Some say Hindu astrology. It's Vedic astrology or Hindu astrology. That you have to do. Now in Vedic astrology, because it, as I told you, very much important. It is having predictive techniques. Its prediction technique is superior to any other astrology all over the world. Okay, no any other astrology is so superior, so exactly predicting as or predictive as Vedic astrology is. That's why I've taken this, or I understand this, because I have come to know about different kind of results from different people, Okay, I have just predicted as well as I've come to know about other people's prediction also. Okay, and the reason was what and what. number of foreigners have come. The foreigners, prediction were 100% true, as they have written down after they have gone to their own country. After that, they have written that I went there, this and there, and that person predicted about my whole life. Okay, that kind of prediction, predictive techniques are not found elsewhere in the world. Right? Now come to the point. So now foreigners are attracted towards Vedic astrology. Number of people I have found all over the world, people's comments and this and that. Now they are writing a lot of things regarding Vedic astrology, or they are studying that, about their own predictive life, or what prediction have gone through. 100% true in their life. Nobody was asking them, or nobody was knowing about their whole life, but that life was defined by Vedic astrology. That I have seen in my life, because number of people have just commented upon the results of this, or prediction of mine, or I've just talked about their whole life, this and that, and they have just asked me this, and after that they have commented upon Vedic astrology. Now come to the point. So what's the importance of exaltation? Now debilitation sign, when planet is debilitated, that means the results are negligible, no results. If it is malefic, then bad results will be given. As I have told you, that suppose the planet is debilitated, and Mars is lord of any house. Suppose that Mars is Aries sign, lord of Aries sign. Aries sign is lying in the 4th house, or Scorpio sign is lying in the 4th house. And 4th house in the horoscope, I'll talk about that with illustrative examples. And 4th house is of property, vehicles. And suppose a person's 4th house lord, or vehicles or properties house lord, is debilitated, is at the lowest degree of its negative point or debilitation, right? You will find that the property or the person's vehicle will be damaged during that period, or that sign in which the 4th house lord is debilitated. And this I have seen in my own life. After that, I have realized that whenever this kind of situation comes in 1 year or 2 years, whatever, and after that I become so much conscious about my whole life. And after that I take precautions and nothing happens. But before that, initially I was not knowing all these things, and then some major events happened regarding my own 4th house. There was some accident, but in that accident, as I have seen, that because in my horoscope, my 4th lord is known as Yog Karak planet, because it's the lord of 4th house as well as of 9th house, or Trikon house and Kendra house. So the planet is Yog Karak. So in that accident or any kind of mishappenings, nothing is happened to my life. My organs are safe, but my vehicle is damaged during that period. So that I understand now usually in my life. So whenever the same kind of events happen with anybody's life, the same situation can happen. The planet is debilitated. Any planet which is debilitated, the lord of any particular house, then results of that house are damaged, are disturbed. You may say disturbed. Destroyed or disturbed, or if it is very much malefic, then the total property of that 4th house is destroyed, or anything, whatever lord of that house is there. That results of that particular house is being damaged. This is how. Now, second point is lord of Taurus sign is Venus. Now, Venus exaltation sign is Pisces. In 12th sign, Venus is exalted. The exaltation sign is Pisces. Venus is exalted up to 27 degree. Well, at 27 degree exactly in Pisces sign, Venus is exalted. But before that, if Venus is at 20 degree, 26 degree, up to 26 degree, 25, 26, and 27, up to 27, the planet is giving good results. Right? It's ascending in the ascending order. Is going towards its exaltation sign, exaltation degree. Appropriate degree is 27. After 27, 28, 29, 30, planet is not giving so much beneficial results. Now, because its sign is okay, it is in good sign, which is exaltation sign, but degree is now crossed over after 27 degree, the results are not so good. Okay, but still it is beneficial because it is an exaltation sign. Sign is exaltation sign. Pisces for Venus. Venus is exalted in Pisces sign. Now if I add 6 plus, okay, or 7th sign opposite to this Pisces sign is a Virgo sign. So Virgo sign, 6th sign is its debilitation sign. Okay, so Venus is exalted in Pisces sign, 12th sign, and debilitated in Virgo sign or 6th sign, just opposite to that house, 12th sign, and opposite to that will be 6th sign, Virgo sign, 6th sign. So in the 6th sign or Virgo sign, Venus will be debilitated at 27 degree. So up to 27 degree, the results are not good because it's ascending towards its debilitation degree. Okay, so in the Virgo sign, Venus is not giving good results. Okay, because it's now at a lower degree, even if it's lower degree, but it's going towards debilitation sign, debilitation degree. Okay, it's ascending towards debilitation degree. Because of that, its results will be not so good. Okay, this is how Venus is debilitated in Virgo sign, exalted in Pisces sign. Degree is 27 degree, 27 degree. Degree is the same in debilitation as well as in exaltation, debilitation. Both have the same degree, but signs are different. That we have to understand. That in which sign the particular planet is exalted, in which sign a particular planet is debilitated. And if we know, you have to just learn one exaltation signs. After that, add 6 in that for this opposite sign or up in the opposite house, which sign is there. In that particular sign, that planet will be debilitated. So, exaltation, debilitation, exaltation, debilitation, exaltation, they are just opposite signs. Okay. So, Pisces plus 6 is Virgo sign. So, in Virgo sign, Venus is debilitated. Now come to the third sign, Gemini. Gemini is loaded by Mercury. Mercury is exalted in a Virgo sign, 6th sign. Exaltation sign is Virgo sign. So the debilitation sign of Venus, which is Virgo, in this Virgo sign, Mercury is exalted. Exaltation degree of Mercury is 15 degree. Mercury is exalted in Virgo sign, and degree of Virgo sign, at exaltation degree is 15 degree. Up to 15 degree, or at 15 degree, in the Virgo sign, Mercury is exalted. Okay. Again, Pisces 6 plus 6, 12. In the 12th sign or opposite house, because opposite to Virgo sign there is Pisces sign. So 6 plus 6, 12. So Pisces sign is exaltation sign for Venus, but debilitation sign for Mercury. And similarly, Virgo sign is debilitation sign for Venus, but exaltation sign for Mercury. Right? So whenever they are conjuncted in a particular sign, for example, in Pisces sign, suppose, okay, in Virgo sign, only in Virgo sign we can just say, for Pisces sign, we cannot say that, okay, Venus and Mercury both are in Pisces sign. When this Mercury is debilitated, but Venus is exalted, this exalted debilitation is cancelled. It is known as Neech Bhanga Rajyo, or debilitation is cancelled. In that way, the results will be good. So good result will be given. That I'll take later, that what will be the results. So now come to the fourth sign. Now fourth sign is Cancer sign. As I have told you, that Cancer sign, only sign is loaded by one planet. Okay, or Moon is loading only one sign. So these two signs, Cancer and Leo, they are loaded by, or they are only one single sign which are loaded by single planets, right? But because other planets were loading two signs. Venus loading two signs, Mercury loading two signs, Mars loading two signs. Okay, and Saturn is also loading two signs. Jupiter, Venus, those 5 planets are loading two signs. Only Sun and Moon, they are loading single signs. That is the difference I already talked about. Now come to next thing. So here Moon's Lord's Cancer. Lord of Cancer sign is Moon. Now, Moon is exalted in Taurus sign, second sign. Taurus sign or second sign, which is lorded by Venus. So in the Venus sign Taurus, Moon is exalted. With Moon's exaltation degree only 3 degree. Try to understand. At 3 degree, up to 3 degree, very minimum degree, least degree. Yeah. 3 degree is the least degree or minimum degree at which Moon is exalted. Right? So, sorry, Taurus sign. In the Taurus sign, Moon is exalted. Exaltation degree is 3 degree. And just add 6 here, or just opposite sign will be Scorpio. 8th sign is Scorpio. In the Scorpio, Moon is debilitated. Debilitation sign is 3 degree is 3 degree. At 3 degree, Moon is exalted in Taurus sign. At 3 degree, Moon is debilitated in Scorpio sign. In 8th sign, Scorpio sign. Now come with the Sun. Leo is loaded by Sun. Sun is exalted in Aries sign. Aries sign at 10 degree. Up to 10 degree or at 10 degree exactly, Sun is exalted in Aries sign, in one sign, Aries sign. Aries is loaded by Mars. Okay, Lord of Aries sign is Mars. So Mars, the Sun is exalted in Aries sign at 10 degree. And now Aries, similarly, this 1 plus 6 is 7. So in Libra sign, Sun is debilitated. Libra sign, Sun is debilitated exactly at 10 degree. Okay, so Sun is debilitated at 10 degree in Libra sign. Okay, in Libra sign, Sun is debilitated. Now, come to the next thing. Again, Mercury I have taken here. Okay, so this Virgo is loaded by Mercury. Again, Mercury is exalted in Virgo sign. Same sign, Virgo sign. Virgo, Lord of Virgo sign is Mercury. Mercury is exalted in Virgo sign, which I have already written down here, Virgo sign. Mercury is exalted in Virgo sign. And Mercury is the Lord of Virgo sign also. Okay, so in his own sign, Mercury is exalted. Exaltation degree 15 degree, which I have already talked about, 15 degree. Because here Venus, Mercury was there, Mercury was Lord of Gemini, Mercury is Lord of Virgo also. In the Virgo sign, Mercury is exalted. Exaltation degree is 15 degree. Okay. Now again Pisces, which I already talked about. Pisces 6 plus 6 12. So Pisces sign. In the Pisces sign, Mercury is debilitated, which I already talked about because Mercury was Lord of Gemini also. So at that place I have talked about already that Mercury is exalted in Virgo sign, debilitated in Pisces sign. Degree is 15 degree. So twice I have written down because two signs are loaded by the same planets. So I have talked about the planets 2 times. Okay, that Virgo and Virgo also. Mercury is exalted in Virgo sign, and similarly Venus is exalted in Pisces sign. In Pisces sign, here Pisces sign, because Mercury is Lord of Libra, 7th sign. Libra sign is loaded by Venus. Venus is Lord of 2 signs, Libra sign as well as Taurus sign. Okay, so I have talked about Venus is exalted in which sign? Pisces sign. Pisces sign, which I already talked about. Pisces sign. But Venus is lording 2 signs, or is the Lord of 2 signs. Because of that, I have written down that twice. So Venus is exalted in Pisces sign, degree is 27 degree, which I already talked about, and debilitated in Virgo sign, 12 plus 6 is 6. Opposite sign, we may say opposite house. In the opposite house, 7th house, 1-7 position. Okay, in the 1 sign, Pisces sign will be there. In the 7th sign will be Virgo sign. In the Virgo sign, this Virgo sign, Venus is debilitated, but the degree 27 degree, same degree. Exaltation degree, debilitation degree is the same of each planet, right? Okay, so this is Pisces I have taken here. Now come to the next thing. Again, Scorpio, 8th sign. I've already talked about the Mars. Lord of Scorpio is Mars. Lord of Aries is also Mars. So Mars is exalted in Capricorn sign. In Capricorn, Mars is exalted in Capricorn sign. Mars is exalted in Capricorn sign, which I've already written down here. Written down here because this is repeated. Mars is Lord of 2 signs. So regarding the planet Mars, I have talked about here twice. Mars is exalted in Capricorn. Mars is exalted in Capricorn 10th sign at 28 degree and debilitated at Cancer in Cancer sign. 4th sign, 28 degree same. Degree is 28 degree, but sign is Cancer sign. Just opposite sign or opposite house, sorry. Capricorn plus 6 is the Cancer sign. Opposite house or 1-7 position. We take house here. So first house, 7th house. Second house, 8th house, they are 1-7 position. Okay, so that is how these signs are there. Signs are represented. Now Saturn. The next thing, ninth sign is Sagittarius. Now in the Sagittarius sign is lorded by Jupiter. And Jupiter is exalted in Cancer sign. Jupiter is exalted in Cancer sign, 4th sign, at 5 degree. Jupiter's degree of exaltation is 5 degree. Try to understand. Jupiter and Sun both are exalted at 5 degree, 5 degree. Sorry, Jupiter, 5 degree, 5 degree. Sun is at 10 degree. Sun is at 10 degree. Jupiter is at 5 degree. 5 degree because Jupiter lords 2 signs, Sagittarius and Pisces, 9 and 12. These 2 signs are lorded by Jupiter. So Jupiter I have written down here twice because at 5 degree, Jupiter is exalted. Okay, in which sign? Cancer sign. 4th sign, Cancer sign, Cancer sign, Cancer sign, Cancer sign. Jupiter is exalted in Cancer sign, 4th sign. And 4th sign, Cancer sign is lorded by Moon. Moon is the lord of Cancer sign, but Jupiter is exalted at 5 degree in Cancer sign. And debilitated in Capricorn, yes, 4 plus 6 is 10. 10th sign Capricorn. Jupiter is debilitated in Capricorn sign at 5 degree. Okay. 10th sign Capricorn sign. Jupiter is debilitated in Capricorn sign, but in Capricorn sign, so Mars is exalted. In Capricorn sign, Mars is exalted, but Jupiter is debilitated. Right? So this, these differences, these things have to be, these are the facts we have to know about. What the degree of exaltation, degree of debilitation. Degree of exaltation, debilitation of the same planet is the same degree. Okay, so this is a 5 degree, 5 degree. Jupiter is exalted in Cancer sign, debilitated in Capricorn at 5 degree. Okay. Now Saturn. What about Saturn? Now Saturn is here. Aquarius sign, Capricorn sign is lorded by Capricorn sign, and Aquarius sign is lorded by Saturn. Now Saturn is exalted in Libra sign. In Libra sign, 7th sign, Libra sign, lorded by Venus. Venus is lord of Libra sign, but in Libra sign, Saturn is exalted. Degree of exaltation of Saturn is 20 degree. At 20 degree, Saturn is exalted in Libra sign, in 7th sign. So 7 plus 6, or just opposite, 7th and 1, means in Aries sign, Saturn is debilitated. Aries sign, 1 sign, Saturn is debilitated. So degree of debilitation of Saturn is 20 degree. 20 degree. Okay. So 20 degree, sign degree is the same. Signs are different, just 1-7 position. If in one sign, any planet is exalted, for example, Sun is exalted in one sign, and 7th sign, Sun is debilitated, Libra sign, Sun is debilitated. But Saturn is just opposite to Sun, because Sun is debilitated, Sun is exalted in Aries sign, but Saturn is debilitated in Aries sign. And Sun is debilitated in Libra sign, but Saturn is exalted in Libra sign. But their degrees are different. Okay, this combination we have to understand. We have to just keep them with this comparison. That in particular sign, suppose a particular planet is exalted, but in the same sign, another planet is debilitated, like Capricorn. Mars is exalted. Yes, friends. So I was discussing about this one. So what we have to learn about? that we have to think, we have to just learn, or we have to note down that which planet is exalted in which sign. For example, as I did tell you, I've written down these, exaltation sign, everything again, because I've taken 2 horoscopes also. I'll just show you that how the number of planets, if are placed in their own signs, in exaltation signs, then how the status of a person is increased in the society, in the world, in the country, or whatsoever. Okay, even his or her. Okay, next generations will remember them or remember him as a person or as a lord, as a whatever, as a Mahapurusha or something. So I've taken 2 horoscopes of Lord of Sri Ram and Sri Krishna. How Sri Krishna's horoscope is cast, or how Sri Ram's horoscope is cast, that I'll talk about, from where I have taken this. And there are a number of views regarding this, because most of the, what do you call, the foreigners or Western thinkers, because they are left liberals or historians, even in India, they just think that all these things were mythology and this and that. Okay, so they have taken the words of the Westerners or Western British people who were just not considering, initially the Indian culture as the real culture, or they were just thinking that everything is myth or mythology, right? Everything is myth. Myth means which has no any base, no existence, nothing else. Okay, but now it has been proved that all these things are real, true, and according to our Vedas or scriptures and other scriptures, even Purana, Bhagavad Purana, Srimad Bhagavad Purana talks about Lord Krishna's birth time. Even Valmiki Ramayana and Tulsidas Ramayana, they talks about Ram's birth horoscope or birth time. Okay, so everything is just explained, and nowadays everything is now excavated. Even existence of Saraswati River was initially taken as a myth, but now it has been proved that the source of Saraswati River was dried up, and because of that Saraswati River stopped flowing and this and that. Okay, so everything is now clear. So now, because we know Vedic astrologers or Vedic scriptures, or Sanatani Hindus or Sanatani people in India or Indians have believed in the science. Now they say that Vedic scriptures and Vedas and other scriptures, even Bhagavad Gita, everything talks about science. Astronomical facts I'm talking about. Because these astronomical facts are not found elsewhere in the world. Okay, Mahabharata is full of all these things. All other scriptures are full of all these things. As I've talked about, that Rig Veda talks about, moon is taken as a measurement of time, instrument of measurement of time. So since then, Rig Veda's times, we have taken astronomical facts as a true one. Okay, we are the lovers of nature and this and that. I've already talked about all these things, so it's not to be taken as a myth. We have to just consider whether this is true or not true. As I've told you, that we have to consider those things. Yuktiktum bacho graham baladapi shukadapi. Okay, yukthinam bachastyajam vardadapi shukadapi. Okay, if the statement is not consistent, is inconsistent, cannot be accepted, even if it is said by an experienced person, by an old man. Old man doesn't mean that old by age, but old person by experience. Okay, or through his experience, even that experienced person is talking about something which is not logically true, is not scientifically facts, that should not be accepted. Even Vedvyasa's son Shukdeva. Okay, Shukdev himself comes and he tells that accept it, because he is considered as Maharshi or greatest among the Maharshis or Rishis, right? So Shukdeva himself, if he says that accept it. So Vedic scriptures are based on science. Okay, now they say that because it is, everything is, now people in Western countries were talking about that Earth is just like a, not ball-like, not round form, or in the round form, in the ball form, but it is just like a chapti or something. It's a flat and this and that. Okay, these are the Western thinkings of previous time or past times. But now it has been proved by science or through science or astronomically that Earth is just like a ball, okay, or flatten or something, or is that is other thing, that it has some slope and this and that, but it's ball type. Everything is spherical shape of all the heavenly bodies. It is spherical shape. While in a spherical shape, everything is very much formed as a solid one. Okay, its form is not destroyed easily. So spherical science, I mean science, we talk about in mathematics, spheres. Why spheres is very much solid body. All the astronomical bodies are in the spherical shape. So Earth is also in the spherical shape. If we go into the space and from there we see the Earth, the shape of the Earth is ball-like. It's just a spherical type. This spherical shape of the Earth is described in the Vedic scriptures or astronomical facts. We have talked about a lot of things are just proved. It is science-like, but even a number of people who are just still they are left-liberal historians or they are Nehru brand historians. They still consider that whatever is said in the Vedas and everything is just myth and this and that, because they still believe in British people, British culture, and Britishers were tried their best to just try to be smart, and they formed the story of what you call Aryan theory and this and that. Aryan, it doesn't exist here in India. Now it has been proved that there is no existence of any Aryans and this and that. Nobody came to India just because all the people who born in India, they started the Indian civilization. Okay, so Aryan means a noble person, gentleman, this and this. Because in Sanskrit slokas or Sanskrit verses, Aryan word has been used, Ariputra and this and that. That I have already talked about. Now come to the point. So what we have to remember in case of exaltation of science or exaltation degrees, okay, of particular planet, that is very important, because whenever we predict about a horoscope, that in that horoscope, exaltation sign, if the planet is placed in its exaltation sign, in which sign a planet is placed in a horoscope, or is it near about its deep exaltation degree, or is it in debilitation sign? Okay, so as I talked about all these things, okay, in the previous two lectures, I mean 2 lecture series. Now this is the 3rd lecture series which I am just talking about. Okay, so in this case I am taking the 9th lecture. This is 9th lecture. In this I have already talked about 2 lectures, and now this is 3rd lecture in the same series, lecture C. So in this lecture series I am just talking about what we have to remember. We have to just remember that which planet is exalted in which sign. First, signs we have to remember in which signs the planets are exalted. Second thing is the degree of their exaltation. Okay, if we are not remembering them, just note down, and just whenever you just find anything, any planet exalted or not exalted, just check that in your notes and this and that. So any person who is learning astrology or Vedic astrology, then that person has to note down all these things which we are discussing about. So whosoever is seeker of knowledge, okay, as I always say, that study everything in the world, whatever is available. Then compare all those things, Western culture and Indian culture and this and that. You will find a lot of difference, because initially people were not learning all these things. They were just claiming that this is superior, ours is superior, but nothing is superior except the Vedic astrology is superior one, because through the Vedas or through the Vedic scriptures we have come to know that astronomical facts which are found in Indian scriptures is now declared as the best science by the American scholars and American professors, okay, of astronomy and science of astronomy. There in America or in USA, those people are now claiming that Indians Vedic scriptures or Vedic astrology is based on astronomy, which is 100% true science. But still, I do not consider it as a complete science. The reason is, when we discuss about astronomical facts, undoubtedly it is science, but it's interpretation based on experience of a person. Okay, but results are 100% true, because if we are true according to the astronomical facts, degree and everything, science, exaltation sign, degrees and everything, then we can claim that this prediction is 100% true. It will happen, and that happens. As I have told you in the, I think, beginning lectures, 1st or 2nd or 3rd lecture series or maybe prediction series, that even in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says that there are 5 things. The last is 5th thing. First is Adhishtanam Tatha Karta. What is Adhishtanam is? The body. The body must be there to do a work or to do a task, to do something. There is a requirement of 5 things. What are the 5 things? The fifth last thing is destiny or your providence, but be considered astronomically or astrologically that if your time period is appropriate one, then that activity, that action of your will be fructified, will be positive. Okay, that is known as Daiv. Daiv means the providence or destiny. So destiny is the fifth. Adhishtanam tatha karta, karanam cha prathakavidam. Okay, vivdascha prathak chesta. Okay, Daivam chaivatra panchama. They say Daiva means destiny is the fifth one. First is Adhishtanam. Adhishtanam means body, the physical body of a person is the first requirement to do a work, to do a task. Right? Second thing is Adhishtanam tatha karta. Karta means the doer, the person's soul or the person. I mean whosoever whose body is there. Because if a person's body is not active, suppose limbs are, the person is limbsless or organsless, feet are not there, foot is, or hands are not there, how the person can function then? How a person can do anything, can write anything, can do something? So first thing is physical body, existence of physical body. Then the karta means doer, the person who is going to do that task. Or maybe the whole body must have the senses, the sense or the doer, the soul. The soul must be there inside the person, or the person must be there. Okay, so karta, doer. In this case, karta means doer. Adhishtanam tatha karta. Tatha means end. Adhishtanam tatha karta. Karanam cha prathakavidam. Karanam means here different kind of senses. Now there are 13 senses, they say. First is 2 feet, 2 hands, right? Even mouth is there, okay? Or your eyes are there, your ears are there, and your skin is there, your, okay, hands I've talked about. So 2 and 2, 4, and your limbs are there. I mean your secret limbs, or may say your anus is there, your delivery, what you call, the organic limbs are there. Okay, the organic limbs means your anus and everything. Okay, so those secret limbs of a person, they are also doers. With the help of those things, we do something. That is their a particular activity. So that activity can be done only then when person is having that limb. Okay, that okay. So that is the person's organs, right? So secret organs of a person, they are also organs. Senses. So senses. 13 senses, or all these senses must be there. So karma means the senses. The person must be must have the sense. Sense means the activity. To do the activity, the person must have sense or thinking or anything, the idea of doing that work. That is how senses are there. Senses must be very much active. So third thing is senses. The person must have the senses who is doing the work. Adhishtanam tatha karta. Tatha karta, karanam cha prathakavidam. Different kind of karna means here senses. So different kind of senses must be there. Only then person can do an activity. This third thing. So body, okay. Then the doer, the karta means doer here, the person who is going to do, and he must have the senses. Those 13 senses we'll discuss later. All the organic limbs and everything, with the help of which we do the activity. Like hands, with the hands, suppose I want to do something, I have to lift something, then hands must be there. Only then a person can lift something. Or write, suppose if a person is going to write, he must have fingers with the hand or hand with the fingers. Only then a person can write. This is the third one. Okay. So karnam cha prathakavidam. Now vividascha prathak chesta. Chesta means the efforts. Vividascha prathak chesta. Different kinds of, vivid means different kind of efforts. This is the fourth one. The fourth activity is efforts. Doesn't mean that you have the senses, but you are not doing any efforts. This is how Bhagavad Gita talks about. This is the verse number 14, chapter 18 of Bhagavad Gita. The 18th chapter. There are a total 18 chapters in Bhagavad Gita, and the Sri Bhagavad Gita or the Bhagavad Gita, right? So Bhagavad Gita, which is national, scripture of India, right? Which is considered by the court now. Court has accepted that Gita, it doesn't mention about any particular religion, particular dharma. It talks about duties of a person. the person must do. Talks about all the people of the world, of the earth. So it doesn't show any religion, Hindu religion and this and that. No, it doesn't talks about any religion. So Bhagavad Gita is the national scriptures or national granth, national national book. Yes, national book, religious national book, not religious but national book. We say. So this is national book. Now come to the point. So, national cultural book or something. So Bhagavad Gita 14th verse number 14, chapter number 18 talks like this. Adhishtanam pratha karta, karanam ch prathak vidam, vividascha prathak chesta. Chesta means efforts. Vividascha means different kinds of efforts must be done by a person. Doesn't mean that the person is having senses, but he is not doing any, or the person, it may be a woman, or she is not doing any efforts. So efforts must be done by that person, whosoever is doing that activity. Now these are the 4 things we have completed. Now then it says that okay, we have applied all the efforts, we have done all the efforts, activities, senses we are having, body we are having, efforts we have done, we are the doers, okay, person is doing everything. All these 4 activities are completed, work is finished. But the result will be positive or negative, that doesn't, we cannot do that. We cannot say that result will be positive always. It may be negative also. It depends upon Daiva. They say Daivam Chaivatra Panchamam. Fifth Pancham means fifth. Fifth is Daiva. Daiva means destiny, your providence. Your destiny, destiny is decided by astronomical planets. We say Vedic astrology talks that suppose your period is this, good period is coming, and during this period this kind of efforts you will do, and your efforts will be fructified, your efforts will be positive. Okay, so for that you have to do the efforts. So all these 4 things are required: body, doer, senses, efforts, different kind of efforts, and the 5th one is Daiva. Daiva means destiny. Your destiny or your providence will be fructified, or it will be, your efforts will be converted into positive result, your result will be positive, your result will be fructified. That depends upon Daiva. Okay, Daiva here, Sanskrit word Daiva means the providence. Finally, the providence is presented through your transit of planets, your period, which period is running, Mahadasha, Vimshoti Dasha, which is running, or your planets are very positive. Okay, in that particular house in which your efforts is indicated by that house. Okay, so all these things are mentioned in our scripture. This is one example I am talking about. Now undoubtedly Bhagavad Gita is the part of Mahabharata. Mahabharata's part is Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, because in between Lord Krishna taught all those things to Arjuna, right? So Arjuna, when was, he was not going to fight with his enemies and this and that. After that, Lord Krishna preached him. He talked about Bhagavad Gita. So this is a part of Mahabharata in which Lord Krishna talks like this. So this is one of the points that Arjuna, you have to do. These things are required. But even then, Daiva is the 5th one. Daiva means, and Daiva, who know the Daiva, is Daivagya, Agya, Daivagya. Last word Gya means the person who is knowing. Daivagya is used for astrologers in Sanskrit. In Sanskrit, astrologer or any Vedic astrologer or astrologer is known as Daivagya. Daivagya means the person who knows the destiny, the providence of a person or anybody. The Daivagya word is used for Jyotishi or an astrologer. An astrologer is known as Daivagya. Daivagya. Daivagya word is used for astrologers. Daivagya. This is Daivagya. So Daivagya word is used for astrologers. Daivagya. Daivam Chaivat Chamatra Pancham. Chaivat Pancham. Daivam Chaivat Pancham. They say the Daiva is the last one, the 5th one. The 5th one is your result will be fructified or not fructified, will be positive or not, is converted into your final result. Okay, you will be selected in that particular activity of yours or not, or in that competition. You will be passed in that efforts of yours or not. It depends upon your destiny, your providence, and providence is decided by with the help of these astronomical facts and astrological facts or astronomical facts, because astrology, Vedic astrology talks about this Daiva, providence, destiny. Okay, thus destiny is being decided by the people. Okay, so first is body, as I've talked about. So these are the things which are discussed in detail by almost all the past people, present people, and in future also. All these things will be discussed in detail, right? Or are being discussed in detail, because Daiva here is used for astrologers, and astrologers, Daiva is known by the astrologers, because not all people are knowing, but if they are understanding the facts, all those astronomical things and all the rules, regulations they are understanding, then they can predict very easily. Okay, it's not a very different thing. It's a scientific subject, science subject based on facts, astronomical facts, and astronomical facts are 100% true. Longitude, latitude we can calculate. That is a very easy thing. Now we are talking about this thing. So, as I've just talked about, that what we have to remember. As a person, we have to just remember that which planet is exalted in which sign. And there are certain, as I've just told you, that how Saturn is debilitated. Saturn is debilitated in Aries, one sign. Saturn is Saturn. Saturn is debilitated in Aries sign, exalted in Libra sign. Just opposite of Sun. Sun is exalted in Aries sign and it debilitated in Libra sign. See here, the Sun. The Sun Aries sign, exaltation sign is Aries, but Aries sign is a debilitation sign for Saturn. And in Libra sign, Sun is debilitated. This is 1-7 position. Always remember that if a planet is exalted in a particular sign, then just opposite to that 7th house, whichever sign is there, in that sign the planet will be debilitated. So 1-7 condition. How? So this is 4th. Jupiter is exalted here in Cancer sign. Jupiter is exalted in Cancer sign in Sri Ram's horoscope, Lord Krishna, Lord Ram's horoscope, or Sri Ram's horoscope. So Lord Ram's horoscope is having Lagna or ascendant as Cancer sign, in which Jupiter is exalted. How Jupiter is exalted? Jupiter is exalted in Cancer sign. Okay, degree is 5 degree undoubtedly. Degree I am not writing there, because all these things we will discuss later whenever we will discuss about famous people, famous personalities, and Lord Krishna, Lord Ram, they are known as Mahapurushas. Okay, we do not consider they are incarnate. We all are incarnations of God. Why? Because we are the part of God. As Vedic scriptures talk about, Vedas talks about that every person is a part of God. Our soul is just going to be liberated. If your horoscope talks about that, you will be liberated. How it can be liberated? Liberation is 12th house source. That person can be liberated if in that house or 12th house is having exalted sign or exalted planet. Planet is exalted in 12th house. That means person's liberation is there. Liberation means the person's soul will mix with God. Okay, with Ishwar, with the creator of the universe. Okay, that is how Vedic scriptures talk about. But other people have different kind of thinking, different kind of theology. I'm not going to do that. Not going to discuss about that, because we have to discuss about Vedic scriptures. We are not going to compare all those things. But if as a comparative study or as a person, logically, if any person wants to do something, they can research upon. They can go through Western things or Western scriptures or Western books, Western religious books and all those things. Okay, whatever books are available to them. So study all kinds of scriptures. I always talk about my students. I always tell them that please study everything, whatever is available in the world. Okay, after that you can compare yourself, that where you are existing, or standing, what is your existence, what is others' existence, so how the comparison is done. Okay, logically, be Vedic scriptures or in Vedic scriptures or in India, our civilization talks about the science. If you believe in the science, then believe it. If you have the logically satisfied, then you can believe that thing. If not satisfied, then you are not to believe in that. That is how we can compare. But in Western things, Western people, they just force everything. You have to believe in this, not believing, you will be then killed or this and that. Okay, so their thinking is something different. We are not going to force anything. If you are satisfied, accept it. Not satisfied, that is up to you. Okay, this is how Indian scriptures are talking about. This is better for universe. Universe. How it is better for universe? But we say, Sarve bhavantu sukhina, Sarve santu niramaya, Sarve bhadrani pashyanti, ma kaschit dukh bhag bhavit. Reason is, Sarve means all people of the world must be happy or happier one. Why Sarve bhavantu sukhina? Every person must be happy. Okay, Sukhi. Sukhi means here happy. Okay, full of pleasures and everything. The person must be pleasure. Everybody must be happy. Okay, Sarve bhavantu. Sarve means all. It doesn't mention any particular religion, particular dharma, particular sect, nothing. This is how Vedic scriptures talk about. Sarve bhavantu sukhina. Sarve santu niramaya. Niramaya means without an ailment. A person is a happy person, or all people must be free from ailments. Okay, as we are just distributing these days, COVID-19 vaccine has been not invented, is manufactured or is pharmaceutically manufactured by the scientists here in India, and now this has been distributed to different countries. So this is how we say that Niramaya. Every person of the world must be without ailments. All people must be without ailments. No, they must not be suffer with any kind of disease, ailments. Okay, so Sarve Shantu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyanti. Sarve means all people must look gentleman type. They must look Bhadra people. Bhadra means gentleman. So all people must be looking type like a gentleman. Okay, all must be gentlemen. It has been expected. It has been expected from our praise to God that yes, all people must be, all people must be, okay, what you call, given, okay, or what you call, blessed by the God, blessed by Ishwar, blessed by Creator, that every person must be happier one, without ailments, okay, or look like a gentleman. Bhadrani Pashyanti, every person looks like gentleman, must be very pleasant person, must be very happier. Nirogi means without any ailments. And third point is Bhadrani Pashyanti, every person must be look like gentleman. Okay, Bhadra people. Bhadra person means higher type of person who is just without any worries. Okay, without any what you call ailment, or not what you call buried people, okay, without worries, gentleman looking type person. So personality must be very pleasing one, that is being Bhadrani person means every, or Sarve Bhantu Sarve Santanam Sarve Bhadrani Pashyanti Ma Kaschit Dukh Bhag Bhavit. They say that Ma means here negative word, not, okay, not Ma Kaschit Dukh Bhag Bhavit. Nobody must suffer with any kind of what you call suffering. Dukh Bhag Bhavit. Every person must be free from any kind of suffering. There shouldn't be any dukh. Dukh means here any kind of suffering. Okay, there shouldn't be any kind of suffering to anybody, any person. This is how our scriptures talks about all the people of the world, of the universe, of the world, of the earth. This is how difference is in our Vedic scriptures and other scriptures. We can just talk about other things you can go through. I'm not going to discuss about others comparison, because we are not comparing ours with others, because Vedic scriptures are superior one all over the world. This kind of thinking, this kind of civilization, this kind of scientific views cannot be found elsewhere. This now has been proved by the people, right? Now come to the point. So what we have to remember, we have to just remember which planet is comparison. Saturn, Sun, we can compare, they are exalted, debilited. Similarly, Jupiter and Mars. See here, Jupiter. Jupiter is exalted in Cancer sign, but debilited in Capricorn sign. Capricorn sign, 10th sign. And exalted in Cancer sign, but See here the Mars. What about Mars? Mars is exalted in Capricorn. Jupiter is debilitated in Capricorn, 10th sign. Jupiter or Mars is exalted. Jupiter is debilitated in Capricorn sign. Degrees are different, undoubtedly. Their deep exaltation degree is different, and debilitation degree is different, but for both. But signs are just opposite. How opposite? Mars exalted in Capricorn. Jupiter is debilitation sign, Capricorn. So debilitation sign for Jupiter is Capricorn, and exaltation sign for Mars is Capricorn. So Capricorn. Cancer. Here Cancer sign. Jupiter is exalted, but Mars is debilitated in Cancer sign. Okay, so how these four planets have been compared? Sun with Saturn and Mars with Jupiter. Four planets. Now come to next thing. Mercury. Let me talk about Mercury. Mercury is exalted in Virgo sign, Kanya Rashi. This is Virgo sign. But Venus is debilitated in Virgo sign. Where is Venus? Here it is Venus. Venus is debilitated in Virgo sign. Venus and Mercury. Mercury is exalted in Virgo sign, 6th sign, and Venus is debilitated in Virgo sign. While Venus exalted in Pisces sign, 12th sign, and Mercury is debilitated in Pisces sign. Degrees are different, undoubtedly. At 15 degree, Mercury is debilitated, exalted also at 15 degree, but in different sign, Virgo sign. But what about Venus? Venus is exalted at 27 degree in Pisces sign, 12th sign. So 12th sign, Pisces, right, and Virgo. This is how Mercury, Venus can be compared. Saturn and Sun and Jupiter and Mars, different signs. I mean, just opposite to each other. Signs are opposite to each other. This is how you can compare. Now, left over is Sun and Moon. Sun we have already taken. Sun with Saturn. And Moon here is Taurus sign. Moon is different. Moon is exalted in Taurus sign at 3 degree only. And debilitated in Scorpio sign. This is totally different. And others are comparable. So 6 planets are compared. But what about Rahu and Ketu? Now Rahu and Ketu, as I have just taken here, Rahu, the other best astrologers, Vedic astrologers think about, there are two views. Parashari or Parashar, Maharshi Parashar, father of Vedvyas, he talks that Rahu is exalted in Taurus sign, 2nd sign. Okay, and Ketu is exalted in Scorpio sign. So Rahu Ketu axis is exalted in Taurus and Scorpio sign, 2-8. Right? But other Vedic scriptures, or Vedic scriptures as well as Vedic Maharshis or Rishis, okay, Vedic propagators, they talk about that Rahu is exalted in Gemini sign. As I have taken here, because previous astrologers before Maharshi Parashar, okay, because Lord Ram was born before Lord Krishna, maybe 100 years before Lord Krishna, and now time and date I will talk about also, that when Lord Krishna was born and what is Lord Krishna's time of birth, date of birth, etc. I'll talk about. Okay, because everything is mentioned in the scriptures. Okay, according to that, if we frame the horoscope, we cast the horoscope. If we cast the horoscope, and these kind of horoscopes are, there are different views of astrologers. They find something positive in particular, okay, something different in particular Vedic scriptures and this and that. But I have found these two horoscopes, Lord Ram's, Sri Ram's horoscope and Sri Krishna's horoscope. So Lord Krishna's horoscope or Lord Ram's horoscope, or they are. So most of the planets, 5 or 6 planets are in their exaltation sign, own sign, etc., etc. So how they are recognized? Lord Ram is famous, okay, as a Mahapurusha. He is famous. He was a very honest person, very much devotee to his father, to his mother, even to his stepmother. Because of his stepmother's saying or statement, he went to the forest area. He went and spent there 14 years. Okay, even his wife was separated, wife was kidnapped. But so kidnapping is being shown here. Mars is exalted in the seventh house. Seventh house represent the spouse house, house for the spouse, husband or wife. In this case, wife. So Mars is there in the seventh house. So Mars is exalted. Person or wife will be very much exalted one, is very excellent one, or very much what you call PS1, very much what you call brilliant one, etc., etc. But separation is being shown, right? So whatever period is not known yet. I've just discussed about that period when the horoscope is talked about, timings are what. But timings of Lord Krishna, I still remember. Lord Krishna, Lord Ram, timings I'm not remembering at the moment, but Lord Krishna's timing I remember. What is the timing of Lord Krishna? It says, sun says 28th July. Time is 28th July because it was Ashtami, nice. Janmashtami, so Janmashtami, so Ashtami day was Ashtami, Shravan Mas or Shravan month of Shravana, Ashtami, midnight time of birth, midnight time. Okay, midnight time because sun is here in the fourth house. Fourth house is close midnight time. As I have talked about, when we frame a horoscope, cast a horoscope with the help of sun's position. Only sun, because sun takes 2 hours in each house. Out of 12 houses, 24 hours. Sun just, earth revolves around the sun and this and that. Within 24 hours, the day and nights are finished. So in this way, sun is just takes 2 hours in particular house. So in this case, sun is in the fourth house. Undoubtedly, sun was at midnight time. Sun is in the fourth house always. So this is showing true that sun is lying in the Leo sign. So this I talked about exaltation sign, and this we have to just remember. What is the remembering techniques that I'm just talking about? Now I'm taking the horoscope. How these horoscopes? So the first indication, just to predict about a horoscope, to understand the basic thinking, the we may say wide idea, or we may say not the peculiar idea, not a particular idea, not a very much accurate idea, but a rough idea. We can say rough idea or wide idea, or before just watching the horoscope of a person, if person's position and horoscope also is known to you, then we can just find out certain positive events and this and that. We can just ask them. As I have compared, I have asked number of horoscopes because I found that horoscope is not showing proper things, as person's father and this father is alive, not alive. Okay, with the help of those things we can compare. Okay, person is working in a government or not in government, that kind of, and government job is lost or not lost. Okay, as I just compare, or I just check the person's actual horoscope is true or not true. Date of birth, time of birth, whatever they give, that is matching to the horoscope or not matching. So with the help of horoscope, when you frame, so with the positions of the planets in particular houses, in particular signs, or at exaltation sign, debilitation sign, or whatever, we can just think about that what is the position of the person. If we have some, we just ask the person that, is this event happen in your life? Then he says yes. Okay, so then we can just check with asking 2 or 3 events, or two or three activity of the person's life. We can just compare. We can just prove that this horoscope is 100% true or not true, right? So this is another thing we will talk about, that how the position of the sun shows that person's birth time is what. So sun's position only can, with the help of sun's position, we can just check that whether the person is born in this particular time, or that time of the day or night. We can just measure about that. This is how Lord Krishna's birth time. They say Lord Krishna was born on 28th July 3228 BC. So what is the timing of Lord Krishna? Some say this is there, and some people are just differing that. But what about the Western or those left liberal, leftist historians or Nehru brand historians? They say that Lord Krishna and Rama, they were born just 500 or 600 BC. Okay, in the 500 to 600 BC only. Okay, and this Mohenjo-daro Harappa happened 1500 years BC. I mean 1500 BC only. But now it has been proved that all the things or all the narratives those people gave, they were just totally false. Okay, they were faulty people. They were just what you call framing the stories. Okay, they were just totally not true. Okay, false story they framed. Okay, they narrated those stories without any proof, without any excavations. Now excavations show that these things are found 100% true. Right? Now come to the point. So these datings or these horoscopes are framed with the help of dates found in the scriptures, Bhagavad Puran and all other scriptures which are supporting Lord Krishna's time of birth or date of birth. Right? Lord Krishna's time of birth is at midnight time, 28th July 3228 BC. 3228 BC. Okay, so 3228 BC. This is Lord Krishna's year of birth. Now they say he lived for 125 years. It has been what do you call talked about his life birth. I mean time of birth or total period for how many years he lived. So 125 years he survived for, or he lived for 125 years. So actually the people's lifetime is mostly 120 up to 120, maximum 120, 125. But yogi people, the people who do the yoga exercise regularly, they can extend their life up to 150. It has been found now. Number of people are still staying with 150, 156, 160 years, okay, 170 and this and that. So number of people with the help of yoga systems or yoga exercises, okay, or we may say yoga exercises, with the help of controlling themselves, survive only on the vegetarian life, dishes and all those things. The person can survive for more than 120 years. So we can just talk about that how these things are explained in the horoscope. So this horoscope of Lord Krishna, in the second one, in the below one, okay, so lower one, this is Sri Krishna's horoscope, in which, as it has been said, that Lord Krishna was born in Rohini Nakshatra, at midnight time. Midnight time means sun is lying in the fourth house. Fourth house, as I always say, this is from about 12:30, 12:15, okay, midnight, 12:30, 12:15. It may be at midnight time, because it's in midnight time. At midnight, because Lord Krishna, it has been said that he was born at midnight time. So sun's position in the fourth house is claimed by this, because sun is lying in the fourth house. Then Mercury is exalted in the fifth house. Fifth house, exaltation, logical, depends upon your logical thinking, excellent thinking he was having. Because sixth house in the Mercury is exalted in Virgo sign. Mercury is exalted in Virgo sign, sixth sign. So Lord Krishna's, Sri Krishna's horoscope, in the horoscope, Mercury is exalted in sixth sign. It has been said. The fifth house, when Mercury is lying, or any exalted planet is lying or posited, that means the person is very excellent in thinking, talking, everything. So he intelligent person. His was thinking logically and everything, whatever thinking is there, his desires, his ideas are very bright. Okay, very broad ideas he is having. The person is excellent speaker, excellent thinker, excellent, very much learned person, right? Excellent person, intelligent person, most intelligent person. Because fifth house is for speaking, logically thinking, this and that. So is delivering lectures and all those things he was having, that kind of power. So this fifth house, fifth house, Mercury is exalted in, okay, Virgo sign, sixth house. This is Virgo sign. Second position, Moon is exalted in Taurus sign. This Moon is exalted in Lagna, ascendant. He was, okay, very much delicate, very handsome person. His complexion was undoubtedly dark one. Okay, so Mars here, Moon is exalted in the Lagna, in ascendant sign. Okay, and is being not aspected. 12th house is aspected by Mars. Mars house. Mars is aspecting 12th house, 4th aspect. Mars is exalted in the 9th house, and the 3rd house, Jupiter is exalted. So one exaltation, second exaltation, third exaltation, and Saturn is also exalted. Saturn is exalted in 6th house. Okay, in 6th house Saturn is exalted, and Venus is in own sign. This is Libra is Venus sign. Libra sign is 7th sign. This 7th sign, Libra sign. Venus is the Lord. Venus is the Lord of, okay, the Libra sign. So Venus is with Saturn. Saturn is exalted in Libra sign, but with Venus, so is very positive. 6th house is very positive. Without any enemies are just suppressed by him, because 6th house when exalted planet is there, very much a warrior type person. I mean enemies, downing the enemies of his, okay, or overpowering the enemies, because 6th house is very much excellent one. Enemies are under control. Right? So this is how 6th house unity. Second house, in the 2nd house, Gemini sign. Now Gemini, Rahu is exalted in Gemini according to second thought of Mercies. Okay, second thought of Vedic astrologers or Vedic astrologers, mostly Vedic rishis. So Vedic rishis, second thought is that Rahu is exalted in Gemini sign, 3rd sign. But Mercy Parasa says that Rahu is exalted in Taurus sign. Okay, but that is not shown, because when Rahu is exalted in Taurus sign, that means some bad things happen, because Rohini Nakshatra, whenever Rahu comes in Rohini Nakshatra, some bad things happens. Okay, so this is not bad things. But in this case, how he was born in the prison, right? When his mother was in the prison, or she was imprisoned, right? His father was also imprisoned by his maternal uncle. So he was born in the jail or in the prison site, inside the prison. How it is being shown? Rahu in the 3rd house, malefic planet, but exalted in the 2nd house, in 3rd sign, 2nd house and 12th house. Two malefics, okay, in the 2nd house and 12th house. This is how has been shown. The person shows some imprisonment, but this imprisonment is not what you call, is temporary. Why temporary? Because 12th house, this 12th house, Mars is aspecting 12th house, which is his own sign. Aries sign is lorded by Mars. Aries sign, first sign is Lord is Mars. So Mars is by 4th aspect, Chauthi Drishti. Why Chauthi? Mars is 1, 2, 3, 4. Mars is aspecting the 12th house. 12th house is for, okay, what do you call? 12th house is undoubtedly for liberation as well as for expenditure, everything. But whenever the Lagna, okay, or ascendant sign, one house, first house, is surrounded by, in the 12th house, in the 2nd house, by two malefic planets. But here malefic planet, why malefic? Because 12th house is aspected by Mars. Mars is malefic. Saturn is also aspecting 12th house. Saturn and Venus both. But Saturn is debilitated in 12th house, because in Aries sign, Saturn is debilitated. So debilitation sign for Saturn is Aries. So Saturn is aspecting 7th aspect, 12th house. So Saturn is also aspecting 12th house. So Lagna is ascendant, is surrounded by the two planets. Okay, this 12th house and 2nd house by malefic planets, Saturn and Saturn there, and the Rahu here in the 2nd house, and 12th house is aspected by Saturn, even by Mars. Mars is just liberating that. Okay, Mars is not malefic in this case, because Mars is aspecting its own sign. Saturn is aspecting debilitated sign of it, right? So Saturn and Venus both are aspecting 12th house also. In this case, there is temporary, because Mars is aspecting 12th house or his own sign. It has shows some liberation also. Here Rahu is also exalted in the 2nd house. Okay, there is temporary imprisonment, or his initial birth was in the prison, that is indicated from this horoscope undoubtedly, but he was liberated. The reason is 12th house as well as second house, they are having exalted planets. Okay, and moon is exalted in the Lagna ascendant, right? And Rohini in Rohini Nakshatra, because moon is lying in the Rohini Nakshatra, right? How Rohini Nakshatra, fourth one, Ashwini, Bharani, Kartika, Rohini, fourth constellation or nakshatra. Constellation is nakshatra, group of planets or group of stars, we may say. Group of stars is known as constellation, and in Hindi or Sanskrit it is known as nakshatra. So Rohini Nakshatra, moon is lying in the Rohini Nakshatra. Lord Krishna was born in Rohini Nakshatra. Rohini Nakshatra, okay, Lagna, moon is in Rohini Nakshatra, in the second sign, or exalted one, because moon is exalted in Taurus sign. Moon is exalted in Taurus sign. Okay, so Lord Krishna's moon is exalted. Venus is own sign, in his own sign, because seventh sign is lorded by Venus. Venus is lord of seventh sign, Libra sign. And Saturn is exalted in Libra sign. Saturn is exalted in Libra sign. Saturn exaltation sign is Libra sign. Saturn is exalted. So how many planets are exalted and how many planets are lying in their own sign? This is very positive, that person's status will be very higher one. He is recognized, okay, worshipped by people, even worshipped as God and this and that. So person is having excellent qualities. Okay, he was an excellent quality, worshipped by almost all the people. He was friend of all. Okay, or okay, enemy of only those people who were not following the laws. Okay, he was teaching them the lessons. I mean, for the people who were following the laws, he was friend to them, right? But people who were not following the honesty, not doing their own duties, this and that, dharma was not followed by some people. They were being, okay, what you call, punished by him, or tried to punish them. He tried to punish them, right? This is how Lord Krishna's horoscope. So any person's horoscope which is having number of planets in own houses, exaltation signs, that means that person's personality, that person's status will be very higher one. This I have taken excellent examples. I'll take number of other people's world leaders, even Queen Victoria's horoscope. I'll discuss about how she is having different planets, or 3 or 4 planets, exalted planets, or in their own houses. She was queen of sometimes of the world, right? Of the world. This is how, for number of countries she was queen. Now, not worshipped by people as what you call as goddesses and this and that, but she was winner of number of countries. I mean, queen of number of countries in her time. Okay, this is how person's birth, in the person's horoscope, position of planets is just a rough idea showing her or his status in the society, in the country, in the world, in his own country, this and that. This is how the horoscope of Lord Krishna is being presented by me, just showing that how status of the people is being presented. And the time of birth, date of birth is this, this 3228 BC, 18th July, I think, 18th July, just let me take 18th July, Lord Krishna's time of birth. Okay, this is date of birth, 18th July, 3228 BC. As they say, 3200 BC is considered as Yudhishthira era. So Yudhishthira was king, okay, when Lord Krishna was of 28 years. It was 200 BC, 3200 BC, and before 28 years Lord Krishna was born. So Yudhishthira was got the kingdom, or was declared as emperor or king, whatever, in 3200 BC. Because 3200 BC is considered as Yudhishthira era. Yudhishthira's era, or Yudhishthira started his own kingdom, so his era is started in 3200 BC. So it is being shown here. This is, and the place for birth was Mathura. So it is at Mathura. Let me write here. Place of birth was Mathura. Mathura place of birth. This is third one, and second is date of this year, date of birth, and time of birth is 12:30 or 12:15. We can take 12:15 or 12:00 at midnight time. 12:00 or 12:10, 12:05. We can take, no problem. 12:00 PM. This is PM we can say, okay, but it is midnight time, 12:15 or 00 according to solar system. We can have 00 AM, right, or 15 AM, 0.00, 0.05, 0.010, sorry, 0.10, or we can say 0 hours, 10 minutes or 5 minutes AM. Okay, next day started of 18th July. This 18th July, 12:15, 12:10 PM at midnight time. So this midnight time, Mathura take the place of birth, and year was 3228 BC. Before Christ, 3200 BC. This is the time of Lord Krishna's, as being described in the scriptures, Indian scriptures, right? This is what Lord Krishna's horoscope is there in the video. Okay. Now next is Lord Ram's horoscope, or Sri Ram's horoscope. What is the time of birth of his? It has been said that he was born in daytime, mid-day time. Okay, no Shital Ghama. Some Chopai is said by Tulsidas that Madhya Divas ne Shital Ghama. Like the Ghama means here, there was no sun. Sunshine was not so much what he calls chilling one. Okay, midnight time, or it was midday time. Madhya Divas means day was middle one, middle day or midday. Okay, मध्य दिवस नहीं शीतल घामा, very no शीतल भी नहीं था, ज़्यादा धूप भी नहीं थी. There was no much sun, or I mean sunshine. There was not much sunshine. There was no even cold. It was just middle type. Okay, no more temperature, no low temperature, but middle temperature we can say. But it was midday time. Midday time, Lord Ram's horoscope shows midday time is sun is in the 4th house, or 10th house. 10th house is from sun moves like this. As I have discussed in the how to cast a horoscope with the help of only sun's position. So in the 10th house, this is first house, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. In the 10th house, when sun is there, that means the person's birth time is midday time, noon time, right? It's a noon time. So midday time, it is being shown that sun is in the 10th house, but with Mercury. Now he is having Buddha-Aditya Yoga. Very good thinking, positive thinking, no negative one. Right? Very good ruler. 10th house, when 10th house is lorded by sun, that means person was a good ruler, a king, okay, exalted sun in the 10th house. And exalted Saturn is in the 4th house. So sun is exalted, Saturn is exalted, right, and Mars is exalted in 10th sign. This is Capricorn. Mars is exalted, and Moon is his own sign. Moon is in his own sign, and Jupiter is exalted in Lagna. Ascendant is exalted. So Moon and Jupiter both are exalted, right, and aspected by Mars. So Mars is debilitated in the Lagna because Mars is debilitated in Cancer sign. But in Cancer sign, Jupiter is exalted. But Jupiter is in which nakshatra? Now nakshatra is here we have to think about. Now Moon is lying in the 4th sign. It must be Pundrabhasu nakshatra. Pundrabhasu nakshatra, Pushya or Pundrabhasu nakshatra. It is Pundrabhasu nakshatra's ending quarter, means 4th quarter of Pundrabhasu nakshatra. So it is Pundrabhasu nakshatra's 4th quarter. Pundrabhasu is lorded by Jupiter. Why? Aswini, Bharani, Kritika, Rohini, Mrigashira, Ardra, Pundrabhasu, Pushya, Aslesha. The 9 nakshatras are completed up to 4th sign, Cancer sign. Up to Cancer sign, there are total 9 nakshatras. So 2 and 1 quarter, okay, 2 and 1 quarter of next nakshatra must lie in one sign. So in Cancer sign, the last quarter of Pundrabhasu nakshatra, Pundrabhasu, Pushya and Aslesha. The Pushya nakshatra and Aslesha nakshatra, these two completed nakshatra in the end one. So Pushya nakshatra, Aslesha nakshatra and Pundrabhasu nakshatra. So Pundrabhasu nakshatra's ending quarter, 4th quarter. It is Pundrabhasu nakshatra's ending quarter and Pushya nakshatra's beginning maybe. But so Moon is lying in the Pundrabhasu nakshatra. here Jupiter is the lord of Punarvasu Nakshatra. Okay, K is the Ketu, Venus, Sun. Then Moon, Mars and Rahu. Okay, this is KVS, Moon, Mars and Rahu. Then Jupiter, Saturn and Mercury. So 9 nakshatras are lorded by these 9 planets. Okay, in this way, lords of planet Punarvasu Nakshatra is Jupiter. So Jupiter is lying in his own nakshatra. Okay, or Punarvasu Nakshatra is lorded by Jupiter, and Moon is also there with Jupiter. In Jupiter's nakshatra, Moon is lying. It means Moon is with friendly sign. Jupiter and Moon both are friends. Okay, so friendly sign, very positive one. So nakshatra is, and how it is showing that it is the exalted one, because Moon is lying in its own sign. Okay, Jupiter is in own sign. So very much positive person. Very much, when Jupiter lying in the ascendant, in 4th house, 9th house, 5th house, in Kendras mostly, or in the Trikonas, 5th house, Lagna, or in the 9th house, then the person is very much faithful to his own family, to his own people, this and that. So person is being shown very much positive one, excellent one, very worshipful, very much thinking positively in right direction. So person is very excellent one, having full of knowledge and very much tending towards his own family welfare, etc., welfare of other people, because Sun is exalted in the 10th house. When Sun is in the 10th house, that means a ruling type of person. Okay, in the government. Okay, the person is working in the government or in the ruling party as a governor, as a ruler. So person is as a ruler. So he ruled as an emperor or as a king and whatever. But his rule was considered as a better one or most auspicious one. He was equal to all. Giving importance to even the people who were of lowest category, right? Of lowest means the people who were working under the other people, your servants, lowest servant people, he was also following them, giving them respect. This is how the poorest people were given respect by him. Okay, this is how 10th house is having Sun and Mercury. So Mercury is with Sun here, Godaditya Yoga. Venus is exalted in 9th house. Venus is exalted in 9th house. So Venus is just near Sun. Mercury is also near Sun. This is true. Horoscope is seem to be very much positive, very much good one, excellent one. Reason is number of planets are exalted. Why? Because Moon is in own sign. Cancer sign is lorded by Moon. Moon is in his own sign. Jupiter is exalted. Rahu is exalted, Gemini sign. Ketu is exalted in Sagittarius sign. Okay, Saturn is exalted in Libra sign. Saturn exalted. Sun is exalted in Aries sign. But both are aspecting each other. That is another point. There were a lot of disturbances in his kingdom. He was initially lost his kingdom, was going to be appointed as king, anointed as king, but initially he was exiled. A lot of things are given here. The Sun is aspecting his own sign. 10th house is aspected by Mars also. Saturn is also aspecting 10th house. So disturbance is there in his kingdom, in his royalty and this and that. So disturbances from both sides. Sun is aspecting, Mars is also aspecting. So there is disturbance in this one. So this is how these horoscopes are showing that how the person's status will be of higher status type, because number of planets are exalted in their own sign. With the help of this exaltation signs, and in which sign the planet is exalted, or which sign is lorded by which planet. So with the help of this, only this thing we are going to discuss about that. What is the status of these people? What is the status of these human beings? They are considered as Mahapurushas, means excellent human beings. Greater human beings, greater born people. They are, because of their Vedic scriptures consider that all people are born a part of God, part of Ishwar. We are just part from the Ishwar, has been separated from Ishwar, but we will just meet the Ishwar. We will go to, if we are liberated, we have done positive workings in the life. Okay, number of excellent works we have done, very positive work we have done, then we can got liberation. We can get liberation. What kind of liberation? Means our soul will mix with God. This is how Vedic thinking is. Vedas say that if a person is excellent one, he is doing his dharma, following his karmas, doing very religious things, very auspicious things, not hurting others, not killing others, respecting every person. With all these kinds of activities, following all the dharmas, duties of his life, okay, that person will be liberated. His life will be returned from horoscope. We can understand that which person is having that liberation thing. Okay, 12th house is exalted or not exalted. Okay, is having exalted sign or exalted planet is placed there in the 12th house or not placed. Okay, so that is another point we will discuss about later. Okay, but still we are discussing about that what is the importance of the planets placed in their own signs. The planets are exalted. So number of planets, if a person is having in exaltation position or in their own signs, then person's position will be of higher status. Status is being recognized with the help of just, this is a rough idea or very good idea, that just watching the horoscope of a person, we can imagine that person's status is very much standard one, very much of higher status, is excellent one, or is not excellent one, will suffer with poverty, this and that. So all these things are obvious from the horoscopes of the person, and some of the events we can just imagine about that, what kind of events happen in their life. Okay, every person knows about what is the horoscopes are these. Okay, I can just discuss about number of peoples, worldly peoples, number of excellent people all over the world, whosoever has happened. Okay, in the history, historical people, or in the present one, we can discuss about. We have the horoscope nowadays, because social media is now so much active. With the help of social media, one can reach up to the things which were not easily available in the past, but now people can search all these kind of thinking. Okay, so please suggest anything which you require. Which I have to discuss about, because whatever the basics are there of the horoscope, I'll just cast a horoscope, and what is the method of casting, what is science system, what is Nirnay system, and all those things we will discuss about. How the longitude of a planet is calculated. I've discussed about that, how Vimshoti Dasa and all those things are calculated, but still how to make a horoscope, how to cast a horoscope. Okay, casting of a horoscope is to be very much understood. For that I am framing this whole fundamentals. Okay, so after finally I'll take all the divisional charts and how to frame a horoscope mathematically, and put the exact one, how to compare that, how degrees are calculated, how longitudes are calculated, how latitudes is not required, but longitudes mostly we are calculating. Okay, so time of birth, place of birth, and what you call date of birth must be known to the person. Only then we can frame a horoscope. So how to cast a horoscope? So three lagnas. Now people discuss about three lagnas, means three lagnas or three ascendants. With the help of three ascendants, taking sun as the main position house, where sun is positive. So from the sun's position, what the position of other planets? This is known as sun, taking sun as the in the lagna. Suppose sun as lagna, or wherever sun is positive, that place or that house is taken as lagna ascendant. This is known as three lagnas. So sun, with the help of sun, with the help of moon, with moon's position, we can think about the horoscope. We can predict about some event with the help of moon, taking moon as the position or in the lagna, and then the lagna ascendant. So these are three lagnas. This is known as three lagnas. Three lagnas. First is this lagna ascendant, just like this Cancer sign is there in the lagna, and moon is posited in lagna also. Here lagna and moon sign both are same. Okay, so from the moon's position and the lagna's position, here in this case both are same. So both are similar, same thing. This is high. So these two things are there. But sun is lying in the 10th house. So with the sun's position, what is the position of other planets? how to predict about them. We will discuss about all these three lagnas. In the Western culture or Western astrology, people discuss about with taking the sun's position as the main house, or with the help of sun's position, other planets' positions are being discussed about, being compared, or being how they predict. I don't know, but whatever the prediction is, that is just not based on the things, because moon represents mind and sun represents father, government position, etc., etc. With the help of moons only, mental position of a person, if it's decided, is thought about, with the help of moon's position, we have to just predict about different kind of activity. That is 100% true, and because of that, this Vedic astrology is 100% true in case of predictions. Okay, so prediction is 100% true in only Vedic astrology. Vedic astrology, with the help of Vedic thinking, Vedic fundamentals, we can compare the horoscope, and horoscope can be cast, and after casting the horoscope we can predict about a person's life. Okay, so this kind of position I was just talking about. What is the lords of the signs? We have talked about lord of the signs. The lords, here the signs, 12 signs. We discussed about 12 rasis and their lords, planets. Which are the planets? As I told you, the sun and the moon, they are lords of only single signs. Sun is a lord of Leo sign, moon is lord of Cancer sign. Okay, and other planets are lords of two signs, right? Saturn lords 10th and 11th sign. Capricorn and Aquarius lorded by Saturn. Pisces and Sagittarius, 12th sign and 9th sign, Sagittarius, lorded by Jupiter, right? Scorpio, 8th sign and 1st sign. Aries and Scorpio, 8th sign and 1st sign, lorded by Mars. Then 7th sign and 2nd sign. Libra sign, 7th one. 2nd sign Taurus, lorded by Venus. Venus is the lord of these two signs. Similarly, Gemini and Virgo. Gemini, 3rd sign, Gemini, lorded by Mercury. 6th sign Virgo, lorded by Mercury. So Mercury is lord of two signs, right? And Leo sign is lorded by Sun. Sun is lord of only single sign. Moon is lord of single sign, Cancer, and other 5 planets are lords of two signs. So 5 to 10 plus 2, 12 signs are there. Okay, so these are the lords. And then we discuss about degrees, exaltation degree. This is exaltation sign, deep exaltation degree. What is the result of this deep exaltation degree? If a particular planet is placed at deep exaltation degree, means exactly at that particular degree, or even seconds before that degree, that deep exaltation degree. Suppose Mars is at 10, okay, just going to 9 point something, 9 degree 45 minutes, this and that. Okay, so 9 degree 45 minutes, just going to 10 degree. That means 15 seconds, just less than that. 45 means 45 plus 15, 60. It will be then 10 degree. So before 10 degree, if Mars is there, it will give excellent results. So results are in mature form. Excellent results will be given by Mars in that situation. So this is how the excellent results will be delivered by that particular planet if that planet is lying at deep exaltation degree. And if it is in debilitation sign, debilitation degree, deep debilitation degree, if the planet is debilitated means is going to be in the lowest degree or lowest position, not delivering anything. Or if the house is represented by that debilitation sign, that or the lord of that house is debilitated, then the result related to that house will be destroyed, will be finished. As I have told you, that number of incidents have happened in my life. Fourth house represent the vehicle, property, etc. And vehicle, accident of vehicle happens whenever fourth lord is debilitated. But if debilitation is cancelled in that particular year, okay, in that particular, I have seen this in my life. Whenever that kind of position comes in my life, I always become conscious about the degrees. But one time or in 1 year, I saw that house